pair of leggings, whatever you have handy to create a little stretchy resistance. First, we'll find our Pilates posture. Feet are in parallel. They might be touching or hip distance apart. Abs are zipped up. Tailbone is long. Ribs are cascading down. Shoulders are back and down. Back of the neck is long. Head in line with your spine. All right. And then we're going to go ahead. We're going to bring that band in front of us. Double it up. So mine is already tied in half, but you're going to fold yours in half. So I should not see these long things. Go ahead and fold it in half, and then bring your hands only about fist distance apart, and then bring that down by your sides. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. Make sure your band is folded in half. Back of the neck nice and long. Pull your ribs down a nib as you lift your arms up, palms facing down. All right, so you're going to try and keep some awareness right now in your hips, because we're going to rotate, but we're not going to rotate with our hips. So I want you to take your right hip and think about pushing it forward a little bit as you rotate to that side, right? So as you go to the side, make sure the hip doesn't come back. So I'm actually bringing it ahead just a little bit, just a little warm up here. Good, back to center, rest your arms. Square your hips, think about your left hip staying a little bit ahead as you rotate to the left. Right, so you don't want that left hip to go with you. Notice if your shoulders are raising up in your ears, mine were a little bit, but you should feel that oblique movement. Keep that left hip forward, so keep awareness in your left foot. Good, come back to your center. And then we're going to lift those arms straight above us. And as always, we don't want to pop back. So pull your belly button in, pull your ribs down, get your knees over your ankles, get your hips over your knees and your shoulders back and down. And now, without shooting your left hip to the left, keep your left hip underneath you. So keep the hip underneath you, but move to the right. But notice immediately, did you shift your weight into that left foot? Put more weight in the right foot. Come up. Over to the right again, and up, to the right, and up, to the right, and up. If your shoulders are up in your ears, pull them down, and back to center. Now you have to really think about your right hip. You don't want it to sit out to the right. So as you go to the left, you keep weight in that left leg. You reach up and over to the left without changing that right hip. So try not to shoot that out to the side. Good, and bring that down. Whew. Your shoulders should be even a little bit warmed up. Okay, again, challenge of not moving one part of your body while you move another. Spread your grip out a little bit farther now. Put your left arm straight in front of you. Now your left arm is not going to move. Take your right arm, and by the way, with your left hand, try not to cock it back like that. Keep your knuckle, your wrist, and your forearm in a straight line. Right elbow is a little higher than your shoulder, or excuse me, than your wrist, right? So wrist is down, shoulder, elbow is up, but try not to roll your shoulder. And then with that, left arm straight in front of you, then you're going to pull up and back, just a tiny little bit of awareness here. If your band is too loose, choke up on it a little bit. You should feel your right rhomboid and rear deltoid. Those are shoulder muscles. Now, did you skew your body? Try not to skew your body. And relax. And now that right hand goes in front, and it's going to stay in place right in front of your right shoulder. Left arm, elbow's a little higher than your shoulder, and you pull back, leading with that elbow. Good, a few more here. And relax. All right, so that should have been a lot of shoulder warm up. I want you to go ahead and put your band down on the ground for now. And we will be adding on with that in a moment. Let's go to the end of the mat, take a wide stance, and flatten your back. And now let's curl through that spine, a couple crouching cat-cows, rounding in the cat, extending in the cow. And keep that going for me, please. Couple more. Good, so that spine should be really warmed up by now because I had to go close the doors. Pull your abs in and crouch, crouch, crouch. You're gonna walk out, take a moment in kind of a down dog position, so tailbone is up high. Press yourself back, but use that press from between your shoulder blades. Let your head hang loose. Back of the neck is long. And then shift forward into a high plank. And I want you to round your shoulders. Now you might feel like it's all this, but it's not. Just round the shoulders, squeeze them together. Round them, squeeze them together. Make it small. Round them together, round and together. Press back down dog. We need one more like that. So shift forward, squeeze your shoulder blades together and press and round. Squeeze, press and round. One more squeeze, press and round. Shift back down dog, and then I want you to come onto your forearms. Hands are apart. Shift forward in your plank. Same thing. Round your shoulders, squeeze them. Round and squeeze, round and squeeze. Press back, one more down dog, and then come forward. And just sit back, resting position, please. Chill, stretch, however you prefer. And then we're gonna come on up to a seated position. All right, so your shoulders should be really nice and warmed up. So we're gonna focus on them just a little bit extra today. And we're gonna start with just a really, really nice, gentle rowing motion. So however you wanna secure the band around your feet, but don't just put them around the bottoms because sometimes that doesn't work out unless you've got a really good band here. So scoot your glutes out from under you. Sit tall, spread your legs out. So you feel a little resistance already in your outer thighs, right? So I'm pushing out. I have a decent amount of tension on the band. If you're able to straighten out your legs without your body collapsing, you may do so. And then palms, we're gonna start with palms facing each other, thumbs up, shoulders out of your ears. Squeeze your elbows by your side, and I want you to hold here, okay? While you're holding back, drop your shoulders, squeeze your shoulder blades a little more, hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come a quarter of an inch forward, squeeze back again, hold 4, 3, 2, 1. A little release forward, squeeze, 4, 3, 2, 1, sit taller. A little release, squeeze back, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more time. Release and squeeze, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then turn your palms face down, shoulders back and down. Put your elbows back and lift up a little bit with the elbows without rounding, right? And then from there, we're gonna squeeze back a little extra, pull your ribs down, hold 4, 3, 2, and 1. Squeeze a little more, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release partially, squeeze back, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more time, release and squeeze, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that. Take that band off your feet, and while you're down there, just take a slump. Walk your hands forward, relax your head. And then go ahead, we're gonna come down to a lying position, hands by your side, legs are long. And I wanna take all that awareness that we just used, I have your bands handy, by the way. All that awareness that we just had of the shoulders, fingers to the sky, press your shoulder blades down, nod your head yes. And then hands are down, pressing into the mat. Push your fingertips down, push your elbows down, push your forearms and your triceps and your shoulders down. And then you're gonna bend your knees and you're gonna lift your hips in a bridge. Pull your ribs in, nod your head yes, press your shoulders open. And then challenge, lift your fingers, your hand, your forearm, and your elbows and your triceps off the ground, but keep that awareness across the chest. We're just holding this bridge for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift an inch higher, hold for 4. hold, and then lift another inch forward, 3, 2, and 1, and relax. All right, so keeping that shoulder awareness, I want you to bring your band, fold it in half again, across your hips, and then put your hands on top of the band. For some of you who don't have your band folded in half, it'll look like that, if that makes sense, okay? And now you want to find all those same things that you just found a minute ago. All 10 fingertips are on the ground, hands are on the ground, wrists are on the ground, so don't pike your wrists. Forearms, elbows, triceps, shoulders. Deep breath in, exhale, pull your ribs in, lift your hips up against that band. You should feel your triceps really working, nod your head, yes, take the tension out of the shoulders. Keep your hands on the ground. My left thumb wants to lift up. I'm gonna push it down. Notice what part of your hand or your arm wants to lift. That's your weak link. Keep it there. Lift your hips an inch and hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift and hold 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more time, lift, hold 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that down. Don't forget that beautiful bridge. Bring that band across your shins. Hug them in for just a second. Leave your hands how they were for that, for the bridge. And then stack your legs tabletop. Float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Oh, we're doing 100. Pump, 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 pump. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Now, notice if your legs are doing that, mine were, be stronger in those legs. Don't let those arms win. Pump. And relax. So that should have been stronger in the arms than usually happens. Okay, we're gonna lasso those feet again. And again, it's your choice how you do this in a way that you feel that you are safe. And then your hands are holding on. You know, it's nice instead of having to grip and use all those muscles, if you just put it between your thumb and your index finger, usually you're okay here. Deep breath in. Exhale, head, neck, and shoulders float up. On the inhale, extend your legs. And then depending on how tight your band is, try and reach your arms over your head at the same time, double leg stretch. Exhale to bend, inhale to stretch. Exhale, bend, inhale, reach, and bend, and reach. Keep going. Now, adding on, open your feet a little and get some resistance against those outer thighs and press out. And press out as you open and keep going. Couple more here. Nice. Last 2. Last 1. Hold there. Legs and arms opposite directions. Open your hands and your feet, shoulders out of your ears. Find that awareness again in your shoulders, back of the neck is long. Open, open, open. 4, 3, 2. Grab hold of your band a little higher. Use the weight of your legs. Rock yourself up. All right, so that's what we usually don't want to do. Just kind of keep that in mind. Thumbs towards the sky. Deep breath in, exhale, hinge forward. Pull those shoulder blades back. Get that awareness back on those shoulders, please. And then sit up tall. Good. Fold your band so that it's pretty tight again. Bend both knees. Put the band against the front of your right thigh. And then roll down. Deep breath in. On the exhale, lift up and reach your fingers long as you stretch them past that right thigh. And then you're gonna bend that, or excuse me, extend that left leg up. Pressing against the right thigh, extending the left leg. Inhale, switch it up. Press the left thigh with the band, point through your right toes. Keep that going. Inhale to switch, and then exhale to reach. And inhale to switch, and exhale to reach. Good. Good, good, good. So you're creating some of your own resistance on this single leg stretch. And hopefully you feel that quite a bit more. Last time, hug those knees into your chest. Band can go across the front. Take a little rock side to side. That should feel pretty good. Okay, put your left foot on the ground. Lasso the top of your right foot. Okay, so I'm taking that band across the front and then around behind, right? Crossing. Or for some of you who feel you can do this safely to get a nice foot stretch, you're gonna bring the band parallel with your foot, only if you feel comfortable with that. And then the band is in your right hand. Now, it's lifting up my shoulder, so I'm gonna straighten my right leg, I'm gonna pull my shoulder down. And then I'm gonna let it come up and pull it down. So the same thing we've been doing all day, this shoulder retraction, pull back and down. One more time, pull back and down. Keep that awareness of the shoulder, and more importantly, left hand onto your left hip, awareness here. You can point those toes, and again, you decide how you want that band to be. We're doing leg circles. So as you circle your leg, you keep really quiet through those hips. And then if you have the flexibility, you can straighten that left leg out on the ground and continue those leg circles with your right leg. Can you make them bigger without wobbling your hips? And just out of curiosity, is your right shoulder still down? And then we'll bring that right knee in. We're going to go ahead and unlasso our right foot and lasso the left, please. And then again, that band is in your left hand. And when you're ready, you're going to start those circles. Actually, before we do that, sorry, shoulder lifts and then shoulder presses down. Lift the shoulder and push it down. 2 more times, lift it, press it down. Last time, lift it, press it down. And now we start those circles. Inhaling in one direction, exhaling in the other. My right knee is wanting to wobble, so I have to really stabilize those hips and let that leg move freely in the hip socket. And boy, does that change the emphasis to the abs. I was being very lazy. If you can, straighten out that left leg, or excuse me, right leg, but make sure that it's still nice and quiet. And you can make bigger circles with your left. And then relax. Okay. Now we're going to do just really simple little add-on, but effective. So we're back to hands fairly close together. Shoulder blades down, back of the neck is long, fingers are long. Deep breath in. On the exhale, pull the ribs in, pull the belly button down, lift the legs into tabletop. Deep breath in. Reach your arms up over your head without popping your ribs. So find where that place is for you. You just don't want your hands resting. They can be over your head but not resting. If I take my arms too far, my ribs pop up. And here we go, toe touches. So inhaling as one leg goes forward and exhaling as it comes back up. You can flex through the heel and make it a heel tap if you prefer. You can lower both legs at the same time. You might not be able to go as big a range of motion. You can flex through the heels and lower one at a time. Lower both at the same time. Or you can always pivot your knees open in that froggy position, creating a little extra resistance. But mostly what's going on is because we're using our legs and we have our arms overhead, we've got long levers in both directions. So a little extra work here. And then we'll hug those knees in, woo, and take a little break. And we're gonna go ahead and go back to that bridge pose we did a few minutes ago. I think I promised you guys we'd come back to that. So again, our hands are gonna be, that band is double. And if you're not folded in half or tied in half like mine is, then you're like that. And then your hands are down, all 10 fingers on the ground, okay? All of the hand is on the ground, so the palm is on the ground, wrists, forearms, elbows, triceps, shoulders, love your head, yes. Lift those legs up against that band, or those hips up against that band, and then see what part of your hand wants to lift up, or your arm, and press it down extra. Whew. And then we're gonna stay here and simply extend that left leg out, and then we're gonna push up, and push up, and push up. Keep your hands down, push up, push up. Beautiful. Bend that left knee, take a little break, deep breath in, exhale, hands down, press up, extend that right leg, press a little higher, push your hands down even as you press up. And relax. Woo. All right. We are going to take that band and we want to make a loop, a small loop about that size. Now my loop has both, so it's folded in half and then it's looped, right? So we want a pretty good challenge here. You don't want to just create a single loop and then have long tails. Does that make sense? So I'll give you a moment. And then once you get that, you're gonna pull that up over above your hips. Excuse me, not above your hips. That might be interesting. Above your knees, other joint. And I'll try to do most of the things that we're gonna do with this tied at the same time. And then when you're ready, roll over onto your side with your knees stacked, please. And that band again on your thighs, a little above your knees. So your knees are not quite a 90-degree angle. Your waistline is off the ground. Your head is resting on your arm. You're gonna bring your heels to touch and your toes out in that Pilates V. And then you're gonna lift that band so that your top knee is in line with your hip. So you should feel tension. Check on that waistline, make sure it's lifted. From there, rotate, open as far as you feel like you can until you feel this thigh working, and I want you to stay there. Open a little farther, stay there. Open a little farther, stay there. Can you squeeze it a little farther? Open, 4, 3, 2, close. Guess what? All the way open, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close it down, open, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close it down. Open all the way, and open, and close, and open. Is your range of motion getting smaller? Ah! Good, hold it open from there. Pulse, 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 and pulse, and relax. Ow, ow, ow. I hope you guys feel ow, because I sure did. And I don't like to be in this all by myself. All right, staying on that same side, all you're gonna do is slide that band down to your ankles, please. And then this time, your legs are straight, but they're out on that same angle, right? So they're not in straight line, they're out in front of you. So you can see your thighs and your toes. Waistline off the ground. Top leg is gonna lift up against that band until you have tension. Abs drawn in. From there, push the heel to the sky, push the heel to the sky, and press, and press. Waistline still up, and push, and push. So again, work in that same area, but a little bit different angle here. And relax. Keep that band around your ankles as you just mosey on over to your other side, please. And then we'll start with that same exercise. Legs are out on that angle, waistline off the ground. Top leg is going to lift, so hopefully you're even with your hip, and then from there you lift again and lift. And relax. Woo! Slide that up above your knees. Bend those knees. Rest back, waistline lifted. Pilates knee with your feet, so heels together, toes apart. Open that to about hip height, and then open a little farther, and a little farther, and a little farther, and a little farther. Hold it here as wide open or as high up as you can for 3, 2, and 1, all the way down. And then all the way up, hold, and relax down, and lift, hold, and close it down, and lift, hold, and close, and again lift, and relax, and lift, and relax, all the way open, and press, 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 and relax. Ooh, ow, ow, ow. All right, you're gonna slide that down to your ankles and then roll over onto your abdominals, please. And then square yourself up, except I want your feet apart. So we're still, our toes are pointed, but your feet are a little farther apart than maybe they normally are. Okay, take your left toes and tuck them under. So that left foot is going to be your stabilizer. Lift that left knee, so I'm pushing my left toes into the ground, and then that right leg is going to press to the sky, press to the sky. So I'm working my hamstring, my glute, and my low back on that right side for sure, and the left side is stabilizing. Press open, and lift, and lift, and lift, and come down. Tuck your right toes, point your left. Abs drawn in, head is resting. With that left leg, push up and up. Right knee is off the ground, but right toes are tucked, and lift, and lift, and lift, and lift, and lift, and lift, and relax. Okay, turn your toes outward, right? So duck-footed. And again, your upper body's just gonna be resting. I know you might need to look and see what I'm doing. Toes are turned out, but they're pointed. Lift your kneecaps, squeeze your glutes, lift your legs. From that pointed out position, push out, push out, push out. So your quads are facing in opposite directions. You're in turn out, pushing out, pushing out. You should feel your quads and your glutes. And relax. I'm hoping you guys felt those areas. Okay, just leave that band where it is for a moment and just press back, take a little rest, shell stretch, arms in front or by your sides, stack your fists and give yourself some space if needed. And then we're coming on to all fours. And your knees are going to be apart enough that you can have a little tension on your band. So you don't want to have knees in and feet out. You want everything lined up. Shoulders out of your ears. Let's just exhale and round into a cat stretch. And open up into a cow. Do that a couple times. And then finally, settle in what is halfway. So a neutral spine. So you have a little arch in your back, but your abs are drawn in and your ribs are drawn in. And then you're going to straighten out your right leg. So my left toes are still on the ground. If you feel like you need to tuck them, that's fine. Lift that right leg until it's even with your hip. Now, if you have a fairly tight band, this should be already sort of challenging. Press up against the band, up against the band. So it's really the same thing we just did, only if you want to add a little balance element, also bring your left arm up by your ear and squeeze the shoulder blade as you lift that thumb up and up. Keep going. And relax. Woo, everything comes down. Round into your cat stretch. Open into your cow, and from there, abs draw in, ribs draw in, back of the neck is long, straighten out your left leg. Woo, shoulders out of your ears with that left leg table or just to hip height. And again, press up and press up. Adding on, if you want, right arm. And relax. Okay, go ahead and slide that band off of your feet. Back down onto your abs you go. And this time that band comes behind you and it's folded in half but not in quarters as it was before. You're going to bring your hands underneath the band so that your palms are facing the sky. And slide your hands down to wherever they reach on your thumbs. So my fingers are reaching long. The band is just between thumb and index finger. Back of the neck is long. First thing I want you to do is lift your shoulders together. So again, shoulder stability. All 10 toes are on the ground. Deep breath in. Exhale, belly button pulls in. Stretch your fingers to lift you up. Once you're up, make sure your shoulders didn't drop. Squeeze them together. Lift the arms even with the shoulders. Back of the neck is long. Good. Holding here, just a little bit of stability. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Reach the arms longer and a little wider. Hands a little longer and a little wider. Hold 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax down. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift, reach, hold, squeeze. Hands go reaching apart and long. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale down. Deep breath in. All 10 toes are staying on the ground, right? Stretch, reach, press out. 4, 3, 2, 1. And 2 more times. Lift, hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. And last time, deep breath in. Exhale, lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, we're going to windshield wiper now, just to relax here, those legs or that lower body. Okay, and then you're going to bring that band. There might be an easier way to do this. I usually do this from knees. You're just going to bring it across your upper back, and then slide your thumbs so it's folded in half, right? And then bring yourself up onto your elbows. Pinkies are down. Deep breath in. Wow, my band is very twisted. Sorry, guys. Okay, you're gonna, yeah, no wonder that was so difficult. Okay, all right. Your pinkies are gonna stay down, and yet you're gonna lift up. Actually, you know what? Let's just get this area first. So before you do anything, with your pinkies still on the ground, push your shoulders against the band. Push your shoulders against the band, and push, and push, and push, right? So it should be the same thing, that same area we've been focusing on, that shoulder area. Couple more times, and then relax down, but keep your band where it is, because you're going to need that. Sorry, we are having technical difficulties. Okay, all right, you probably know what's coming. We started with a plank, and we had shoulder awareness, and that's where we're going to go right now. Keep your pinkies on the ground, lift yourself up into your plank, press against the shoulders, push, and push, and push, and push. So it might look as if my whole body is moving, but I want that movement to come from the shoulders rounding and squeezing together. These are the shoulder blades. They round and squeeze together, and round and squeeze together. And try and keep your pinkies on the ground, and then take a break. And then you will meet me in a seated position, please. All right. Let's take that band in front of us for now. Hands are once again a little bit closer together than they were earlier. And you're just in a nice seated position here. Back of the neck is long. Lift those hands up and hinge back. So rolling down basically, and then pull that belly button in. Slide your hands a little farther apart. We're going to rotate side to side. Keep your fingers as long as possible. Make sure you're not rounded. If you're rounded, you're going to be grinding those vertebrae. So we want some length in the spine. And come up. Okay. We're going to bring those bands around behind our hamstrings now, palms facing the ceiling. So we're going to be using our biceps a little bit. Shoulders back and down. Exhale, hinge back, keep all 10 toes on the ground, tucking around. Come down a little lower than you normally do. Pull your belly button in with as much symmetry as possible in your spine. Roll up a vertebra at a time, shoulders back and down. So you're using your biceps and your abs, that's fine. Hinge back, then tucking around as many more vertebrae as you can. And then exhale and come back up. Now some of you will be going all the way down, that's fine. Inhaling at the top, exhaling to roll down. And again, you might go all the way down, that's fine. Just come up, articulating a vertebra at a time. Now, even if you're helping yourself with your biceps, I'm hoping that maybe you're feeling this even more than usual because you're articulating and being really aware. If you want to straighten out your legs and you're doing a regular roll up instead of just a roll down, that's fine. All right, next time you come up, you're staying up. So you guys know what I like to do when we have the bands, how I like to build us. What we just did was moving the upper body without the lower body. And now we try to create that in a slightly different way. So again, if you want to do it with your band behind your hamstrings, you can try this, but we're going to try it from a balanced position, right? So as I roll down, I keep my knees where they are. I don't bring them in. And then as I roll up, I keep my knees where they are. I don't kick them out. Right? We got to do that earlier when we did our double leg stretch, but we don't get to do that now. And if you wanted to, this could be done with straight legs. You can see how that works for you. And if you're not loving where the bands are, you can also take those bands, once again, as we've done before, lasso your feet. And obviously they're going to be farther away, but see if that lever works better for you, right? And it, again, can be straight legs, or you can keep the knees bent in tabletop. That gives you a lot of awareness of where are my knees, right? So if my knees stay above my hips, then when I roll down, they don't come in. And when I roll up, they don't push away. Next time you're seated, put your feet down, take a little break, reformat, and we're going right back up into that balance position. And then we're all going to try straight legs this time, because now we want to try moving the legs without moving the upper body. A little bit more challenging to keep that chest from moving. 2 more, and then take a break. All right, you know it's coming. It's the teaser. So first of all, here's what the teaser's not. It would be super fun if this was the teaser, right? My legs bring me up, my arms bring me over, rock and roll, but that's a rock, right? We're not rocking, we're teasing. So what that means is everything is gonna start straight, and then from there, and you don't have to do this with arms overhead. You can just bring yourself up into that V as much as possible, shoulders squeeze, toes point, and then you come down into that flat or wherever you can go. If all you do is come here, right, a small range, that's fine, or maybe you're up here and you're opening and closing, or maybe you're down here and you lift and lift, although that's the toughest probably for your back. Couple more. And relax. Or actually, you know what? Don't relax. See if you can, sorry, not in my band. See if you can bring yourself into that V and hold. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Now relax and curl down, please. Hug those knees into your chest. Take a nice little break here. All right, so I want to do another reminder of our shoulders. So we're going to bring those bands in our hands and have our hands right above our shoulders, and that's how far apart the bands are. Press your shoulder blades down, pull your ribs in, and then press your pinkies open, so away from you. Deep breath in, let everything lift. Exhale, shoulder blades down, inhale, arms open. Deep breath in, exhale, allow that to relax. Inhale, pull, open, come back, and up. So down, open. We're going to turn this into one range of motion. So pull it back and down and open, and release. Back down, open, and release. Just again, shoulder blade awareness. Back down, open. Back down, open last time. Back down, open, and relax. And just bring your arms into a beautiful T position for a moment here. So I want you to lasso your left foot for me and put your band in your right arm. Let your right knee drop open, and then we're going to play with this for a second. Right arm is going to come across your body and open, and that's probably going to bring your left leg with it. And then left leg is going to go all the way up and over, and then right arm up and over, and then left leg down. And now this last one, I want you to kind of resist. So instead of letting the left leg just come with the right arm, I want the right arm to try and pull the left leg, but I want the left leg to resist. Right arm, no, left leg, no, who's gonna win? Press, open, right arm almost down, left leg almost down, and then relax. I don't know who won on yours. All right, let's switch it up. Right foot, left arm. So to start with, and left leg just plops to the side. I'm going to bring my left arm over, and that's going to bring my right leg with it. And then I'm going to bring my right leg over and let my left arm come with it. And then you know what's coming. So if you want to kind of start playing with, oh, I'm not going, you can start creating a little extra resistance. And then finally bring them up and then see who wins. My right leg is pulling away from my left arm. My left arm is pulling away from my right leg. Pull away. No, I win. No, you do. No, I do. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay. Bands off for just a second. Soles of the feet together. Arms come up overhead. Grab elbow to elbow, and then see if you can let your arms rest overhead. So we spent some time working on those shoulder blades stabilizing. And now we're allowing that chest to just open up a little bit. If this is not comfortable for you, instead bring your arms into stick up position, but try to get your knuckles on the ground as well as the backs of your wrists, your forearms, and your triceps, of course. Nod your head yes. Beautiful. And then we'll stretch with the bands, a nice quick little stretch here, but we'll put that left foot in the band. And again, if you want to try lengthwise, if that works for you, you can try that. Left hand is in the band. If you're doing that, then you're going to point your toes and then pull them back. And then point them and pull them back. And just keep doing that. Sorry, my band's not very wide for my big old toes. Pointing and pulling back. Keep your shoulder blade on the ground. Doesn't matter if your left arm is bent. Good. So really getting a nice stretch then. And then let's point the toes, bring the left elbow to the ground, let the right leg pop open. And then right arm comes up and over. Straighten out the right leg, bring that left leg across your body, flex through the heel for a moment, feel that stretch along your calf and your IT band, and then maybe that right elbow can land on the ground and just hold that left leg. And then we come back through center and really center it this time. Pull those toes back, point those toes. Pull them back and point. And then bend that knee, cross it over your right thigh, figure 4. Bring that right knee in, and I want you to lasso your right shin. Pull that right shin closer, feel that deeper stretch on that left hip. Take a little rock side to side, close the gap, and then no band, knees drop right. Straighten your right leg and your left. Oh, my left side feels much better than my right. Okay, we're going to bend both knees and we're going to lasso that right foot this time, please. And again, if you want to go lengthwise and get all 5 toes, almost said 10 toes, all 5 toes in that band, that's fine. And then if you choose to do that, then you point up against that band and you flex back. You get some nice movement through all the little bones of your foot, articulating. Good, and then bend that right elbow, let that right foot hang, flex through that foot. You can point and flex on that side, left leg is open. And then reach with your left hand to bring it all back to center, straighten out your left leg. Bring your leg across your body, but flex through that foot so you feel that IT band and outer hip stretch. And even into your calf, and then you can let that left elbow prop the right leg up. And then bring it back through center, bend it, cross it over your left thigh, and then grab your left shin with the band and pull it nice and close. Should be a much deeper stretch than usual. Good, and then cross all the way over, hug those knees even closer, and then let go and let them drop. To the left, please. Straighten the left leg and then the right, and mosey your way up to hands and knees, however it is you need to do that. Good, and then we're gonna round into our cat stretch and open into our cow. And then we're gonna go back to the beginning of class, so we're gonna go straight legs. We're gonna take that booty and stick that up in the air. Let's pedal our heels down one at a time. Good, left foot down, right leg way up in the air, and now I want you to press back towards your left calf. Use those shoulder blades that we worked, and then bring that down. And then right heel comes down, and left foot goes up, and we press back, and then that leg comes down. We'll go for a wide stance here. Hang upside down, nod yes, shake no, hands onto your thighs. Meet me one more cat. And one more cow, please. Big deep breath in. Thanks for being here on a Saturday morning with your stretchy bands. And